Hello and welcome back to Valentine Panic. So, picking up right where we left off. And thus, the event began. The crowd flooded in.
I need eggs, flour, and milk.
Got it.
Aid! Need a little help on the next order, too!
What do you need?
Missing sugar, strawberries, and some vanilla.
On it. Oh, come on. Where's the dang cursor at?
Thanks. You may have saved this cake.
Well, I was panicking when I got to 11.0.
No time for small talk, Quinn.
Sorry.
The day was so chaotic that I was barely able to keep up. I was on my feet for hours until, to our surprise, the cafe rush settled down for a small moment, allowing us the chance to breathe.
Jesus. How many pastries have we made so far?
A lot.
Too many.
Like I said, a lot.
Sweets.
Like I said, a lot. This is insanity. Quinn could only laugh exhaustingly as Trinity nodded with a sigh. My body did not want to get back into it again, but I knew that our break would not last long. Luckily, we were in the kitchen, so the customers couldn't see us sprawled out. We would enjoy the breather, even if it was short-lived. As Quinn finally stopped laughing, he stretched his arms over his head and yawned. Trinity, however, began to walk to the fridge.
I should prep some ingredients. Can't let the aide get too tired near the end of our shift.
How insanely thoughtful of you, Trent.
Thank you, Trinity. Trinity continued towards the fridge and began to slowly move ingredients from it to the counter. Quinn, however, made his way to the corner of the room, lying back against the wall, and yawned once again. So we can help Trinity, or we can sit with Quinn. Well, I think we should sit with Quinn because we deserve a break. Trinity, if we don't help Trinity, she may get mad because she seems to know what she's doing. So if that option comes up again, we'll help her. Right now, let's go hang out with Quinn. As much as helping was an idea, I didn't want to get in Trinity's way. She seemed to know exactly what she needed to do regardless, so there was nothing much I could do. I walked over and sat beside Quinn, letting out a sigh as my back leaned against the wall. Quinn grinned at me.
So, enjoying your first day of work?
It's alright. It's definitely a challenge, I'll say that much. Quinn laughed and nodded, crossing his legs and looking up at the ceiling.
Yeah, it can get hectic. Still, nothing is better than making something that someone is gonna enjoy, you know?
He was right, so I nodded. I watched Quinn as a sweet smile grew on his lips, his hands clasping at his knees.
Yeah, I remember this one time during the rush. Someone wanted a giant pyramid of macarons.
Dang.
Trinity covered the rest of the orders while I was trying to balance a rainbow of those things on the biggest plate we had.
That is still a lot of macaroons. Did they even have where did they put it all? I could only imagine it, stifling a laugh at the image. Quinn seemed to get the picture as well, and grinned at me, holding a thumbs up at me.
I managed to get it out and served it myself. The table was a group of couples hoping to make the visit special to all of them. So when they all dug in and cheered at their order, my day was made.
With his eye, Quinn gently leaned his head back and chuckled to himself, lost in a nostalgic memory.
Hey, you three all right back there?
No.
Huh? Yeah, we're fine.
Don't lie.
Looks like another wave is coming in.
Oh, joy.
Well, looks like break time is over.
Before we knew it, another storm of people began to pour into the cafe, ordering custom desserts that had us both restocking the front and serving customers head on with personalized orders. Jeez, the entire process was dizzying. But with me expediting the process of getting ingredients to the chefs, we were pretty speedy with the food. I couldn't even feel time pass and the day end. Day 1 closed with us barely having the energy to speak to each other, only able to say our goodbyes for the night. Day 2 was barely different from the first, with the next day being Valentine's Day. A large rush of people piled in, most likely to not get trampled during the bigger holiday. At least my body was getting used to it, a little bit.
You ready?
No. I'm sure we'll be fine.
No, we won't.
You said that yesterday.
He did?
Hey, we're here, right? We were fine yesterday, too.
When did you say that yesterday? Where was I at for that?
Save that energy for the crowds.
Hey, can you get the coffee beans out of the pantry?
Maybe.
Oil.
Maybe. Okay.
Hey, I need butter, milk, water, and sugar. Got it?
Not on it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Keep at it.
Okay. I was getting the hang of this. Luckily enough, we were able to get yet another break. We were able to get another long break. Trinity spent her time doing prep work while Quinn fiddled with the pastry on the side. Okay, so we hung out with Quinn. So let's help Trinity this time. I feel like watching Quinn mess with pastry might be a little boring, so. The prep work was important to stay on top of the order, so it was best to be smart and help Trinity. I stood beside Trinity, cutting some sticks of butter into cubes for the smaller pastries while she sifted sugar. The silence, however, was killing me. So, how did you become a chef? Trinity paused to look up at me in confusion before taking in the question and continuing her sifting.
Quinn and I both took care of our dad when our mom passed away. We took turns in the kitchen since our dad was pretty much stuck in bed.
Well, that was nice of you. I'm sorry.
It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. He taught us how to bake, and soon enough we were both enrolled in culinary school. By that time, our dad got better and was able to take care of himself.
I smiled, happy to know that the story had a happy resolution. Trinity continued.
We both got through school pretty much at the top of our classes. We got job offerings from all over the world. But Quinn wanted to stay close to home, so he took the chef job here.
What about you?
Me?
Trinity took a moment to herself, staring at the sifted sugar on the counter in thought. I waited patiently, curious to know why she was working there as well if it wasn't her first choice.
Maybe I'll tell you more next time. For now, we gotta work.
I nodded and cracked my knuckles. We had the rest of the day to go, and we couldn't afford getting lazy. The day was rough, but with the three of us working together, we were able to accomplish what we needed in the kitchen. Ending the second day of work was somehow much more tiring than the first. Maybe it was because of the workload, or maybe it was because the tediousness, of the job started to get to me. Either way, I had to shake it off and go into the third day, Valentine's Day. Talk about being nervous. I was eternally shaking. If the first 2 days were merely glimpses of the chaos that would occur, then the actual holiday would be a nightmare. I expected and prepared for the worst. No breaks, no time to settle into any form of autopilot mode. I had to be constantly on my toes. At least this was the last day of the event. However, one question lingered. What happens after the event? Was this job temporary, or was this going to be a job I got to keep for a while? The details were never discussed with me, but I guess I had to wait until either Kay, the owner, or Naomi, the manager, was able to talk about it. At least this work was worth $750. Sorry when I'm reading, if I stumble or I suddenly have a burst of anger when I'm reading. I think my brain is processing the words quicker than my mouth can spew them out to you guys. I don't know. I have this problem when I'm reading sometimes, or when I'm talking. I think my brain processes words quicker than my mouth can spew them out. So, alright, we'll read probably this section and we'll probably close out the episode. The psych up for the third day seemed a little off. Despite Leah being the happy and positive one of the bunch, something about her smile seemed nervous for the day ahead, probably for the unexpected crowds.
Alright, gang. Last day of the event. We got this.
No, we don't.
Let's do the best we can.
We can do this. We can relax and celebrate after.
You know what, Leah? You're right. Let's aim to get everything done. Then we can have a little event of our own when we close up.
We can do that? Okay, let's read this and we'll close out the episode. The group nodded, assuring me that a party was okay to have in the cafe after hours. I felt a little energy rush through me, excited to celebrate an event well done. And I think this is where we're going to conclude this episode of Valentine Panic. I hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you next time.